What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to your Totally Cool channel. Me, Grimlock, is featured today. Yeah, we're showing you and unboxing the last of the Dinobots. Actually the first. If you think about the chronological order, he was the first of the Dinobots. He was the first one created. He was the first one introduced. He's the leader of the Dinobots, but he's going to be the last one in the series. Watch out for Transformers Tuesday next week, where we'll be featuring another set of Transformers. We're not showing you that yet. It's a surprise. Watch out for that. In the meantime, you can also check the other link in the comment section, in the description box, where we have the previous video that we did on Grimlock, the RoboSen self-transforming robot. I think that was last year, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so this is the Studio Series 86. He is 8606, the sixth figure in the Studio Series Transformers the Movie 86 line. And he is none other than the leader of the Dinobots, one-time leader of the Autobots too, with iconic voice from Steve Berger. Me, Grimlock, destroyed Decepticon. You know, he speaks in the third person. And yeah, the last of the series, Grimlock and Autobot Wheelie. So let's look at the box. And as before, as with Slug. Yes, Slug and Daniel with Wiki. He had the plastic window because this was made long time ago before they thought about doing something for the planet. You had an extra figure with Autobot Wheelie. Wheelie is a special character introduced only in Transformers the Movie. Let's do something about him later on, where we have another small figure of Wheelie, and we'll do an unboxing of that later in a future episode. But in the meantime, let's focus on Grimlock. So there's Grimlock, there's Wheelie, there's Grimlock in T-Rex form, and on the right, same illustration, okay, with Wheelie firing his slingshot. Same thing on the left. Again, I like this accent where you have the embedded 86 and it's got a red shadow. Pretty nice, pretty cool. Up top, you have Transformers the Movie with the window. But most importantly, the back, where you have Grimlock in his robot form. Takes you 24 steps to move and transform him to the robot form, the T-Rex form. So just to do a summary, we have Swoop, who's a pterodactyl or pteranodon. Oh, he's pteranodon. We have Sludge, who is brontosaurus. We have Slug, who is a triceratops. We have Snarl, who is stegosaurus, and Grimlock, who turns into Tyrannosaurus Rex, king of the giant lizards. So let's not prolong the agony and finalize and wrap this series up. Let's open the box. Yeah, again, our faithful box cutters, because we had to wrap this guy in plastic. We never thought we'd be opening him. So when we were experiencing some issues with moisture, unwanted moisture in the house, we had to make sure that he was protected and it wasn't damaged by unwanted rain inside the house, if that's a thing. Fine, yeah, our roof leaked for a while, but now it's all good. Let's just cut this open and just, okay. Yeah, we're not gonna okay, let's try not to damage the box, because I would still put him back in and keep him. If he's not on display, we're gonna keep him inside the box together with the other Dinobots. So that's it. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. All right. Okay, that's the figure. Set it aside. Just like before, Studio Series 86 Transformers the movie came up with something that was a very cool addition, and that is the backdrop. Inside the box, as usual, you have the manual. Okay, we're gonna need that later. Put this aside. The box, just like Sludge and Slug, they have the same backdrop, and this is, I think, when they were on Unicron, they were trying to save Cup and Hot Rod from the Quintessons. Was that in Unicron or was that a different planet? No, it was a different planet. Anyway, so that's the backdrop. And set this aside. We're gonna do some poses later with that. Let's focus on Grimlock. Now, okay. Right out of the gate, what's odd is that this Grimlock does not have a power sword. We have how many Grimlocks do we have? I think we have one is a Power of the Primes Grimlock. We have this one. We have Robosen Grimlock. We have Masterpiece, the Masterpiece version, and they all have power swords. So it's kind of odd that this one doesn't. Okay, we also have the other Generation Select where all 5 Dinobots form to turn into Volcanicus, but this is not that version. Anyway, so yeah, it doesn't have the sword. Maybe that's because you have Wheelie. But let's cut him free. Let's cut him loose. Let's do Wheelie first. Okay, be very careful, especially the kids. Kids, if you have the same toy and you're unboxing, make sure you get your parents involved, because you don't want to lose a finger. Okay, you don't want to lose a finger. Okay, that's one. That's one free robot. Okay, just like Daniel. Okay, this guy just sits on Grimlock. Pretty much sits like that. He doesn't transform, although his movie version does transform. He is a transformer. I think he's a lost transformer or something. Okay, so he's meant to sit on Grimlock. So let's put this aside. Let him sit over here, if he can. Sit him over here. There you go. Just lie down. Okay. And then we have the the twin-barreled rifle blaster. Okay. Of Grimlock. Very iconic. He was one of the few who had this type of blaster where one trigger. Okay. Had one trigger, one handle, but it had 2 barrels. It had twin barrels. So he shoots once, it fires twice. Radical, if you ask me. So let's free Grimlock and get him out. There you go. There's a chest protector just to prevent him from scuffing against the inside of the box. Okay. Free the legs, free the arm, and he's out. Easy peasy, nice and easy. Okay, set this aside. All right. Okay. It is Grimlock. I love him just like this. He is iconic. He is iconic. See how Wheelie's supposed to sit on him in dinosaur form? No, yeah, dinosaur form. Okay. Just looking at the accent of Grimlock, you have the gold breastplate. You have, it's like really chunky, really huge and powerful looking. And then you have the claws on the feet when he's in dino form, but he sticks out like from his arm. Okay. Okay. So his hands fold in, and this turns into his feet when he stands upright as a T-Rex. Okay. Now let's look at him and do quick focus. Head, usual, typical Transformers movement. It can turn 360 because he's not limited by human anatomy. You have the shoulders. It's ratcheted. It doesn't have that click. Oh yes, it does. Has that click. It also goes out. Okay, goes out, in and out. So it clicks when you rotate the shoulders. It has an elbow. Has an elbow movement. Okay. Does it? It's supposed to. Okay, he has a bicep twist. There you go. It's not really an elbow movement. It unlocks the arm from the upper arm, and then that small hinge turns into an elbow, a very small elbow. So it's like the elbow from the front, not from the back, which is normal, which is how it's supposed to normally look in human beings. So you're supposed to hear. Let me do the other side. You're supposed to hear a quick click. Click. There you go. To release the leg, and then it clicks back on. Okay. Waist, yes, full 360. Full 360. And then the legs, yeah, forward, backward. As long as you move the arms up, I think. Oh no, okay, yeah. So you can move this outward like this. He can do ballet. He can do ballet. No, he can't stand up. Just like he can. Oh yeah, he's doing a kick. Ha! Kick you in the face, Grimlock. Okay. And then the knees, yeah. This one's kind of loose. Yeah, it doesn't have very clear ratchets. The other one does. Click, 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 click. There. This one, the right one's a bit loose. The back part, these are not his wings. They do look like wings when he's in robot form, but they're actually his chest. It folds, it kind of closes, and his head, his dinosaur head, jumps up like this. Okay, and this closes to turn into his chest, and these are his little itty bitty arms. This is where it becomes a question of whether he's actually a T-Rex, because Tyrannosaurus Rex, for those of you who are dinosaur enthusiasts also, actually have only two small fingers or claws in the forearm. This one has three, so he's more of an Allosaurus instead of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But then nobody really knew what the Tyrannosaurus Rex really looked like, you know. Anyway, so let's look at the paint job. Is still very comic accurate. Okay, very comic and very cartoon accurate. I think you have to do something with these things to make them a little bit tighter. Probably some screws that you could tighten or something. But anyway, let's do a toy review. Okay. First impression. You gotta love him. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Give it a 4 out of 5. By the way, for our next week, after we're done with the Dinobot series, we'll do a different rating system, and we'll introduce that later on the next few episodes. But for now, let's do the usual. He's a 4 out of 5. He brings. If he wasn't made of plastic, if he was made of die-cast metal like the first release was, it evokes childhood memories. For those of you rich enough to have Grimlock when you were a kid back in the 80s, yeah, I think it's the same. I had a neighbor who was that wealthy, and they were able to get access to these figures, and yeah, he reminds me of that. The transformation is a little bit more intricate. It's about Like I said, 24 moves, but it doesn't take away from his integrity to or loyalty to the source material. Okay, playability. Playability. I have another one like this, and I've been able to transform him back and forth to robot and dino form, and he's pretty easy to transform. He's probably one of the more kid friendly Transformers releases. I think a 5 or 7 year old, a smart 5 year old, would be able to figure him out, and you can pretty much figure him out even without the manual. Okay, so playability is way up there at 4.5. G1 appeal, he's 5 out of 5, especially in Dino mode. He does have more plasticky feel to him, but we're talking about the look, and the look is very G1. What else? Shelf appeal. Now this is where it gets really, really nasty, because shelf appeal is just amazing. It's a 5 out of 5, especially with the other four Dinobots. Especially with the other four. I love to pose him. I mean, if you had access, if you had the space, if you had the budget, as is the big question every time you try to collect toys and other stuff. It's always a question of money, it's always a question of space, and it's always a question of time. If you have all three, and the fourth component, which is availability, also links up with the three, I suggest you get 2 sets. It would be nice. It would be really, really nice and just amazing to look at if it's in a glass cabinet and you had all 5 Dinobots in display, on display, in robot and their dino form. Now, yes, I have another set, but I'm keeping that in the box for as long as I live. I have this set we opened. We're gonna put it on display. Maybe feature them some other time in 2 different modes. And like I was sharing a few episodes back, we will do another episode of the Dinobots. We will do a transformation guide, and we do a Dinobot review, dinosaur mode. So overall, aside from the knock on the loose joints, which is probably an issue with this particular thing because the other one that I have is not, hopefully not loose, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. It's a I've dreamed of having these toys back when I was a kid, and we had to sacrifice buying toys for the more important things like food and education. And to have all 5 in my hands and be able to do a review for you guys, it brings very good yet sad memories of not being able to have them before, but being able to appreciate them now, having the capability to show them to you and to touch them myself. It's a very surreal experience, if you ask me. It's not just about a toy. It's not just about. It's about a core memory that you looked at these toys before, you looked at these characters before, and they were unbelievably transforming from one form to another before your very eyes on Saturday mornings, and now they're in your hands. It's never too late to heal the child within, and I'm glad I'm able to do that, and I'm glad I'm able to show it to you as we go through this journey. So with that, I thank you for watching this review. Things just got more personal and emotional than I even wanted it to. It took a very emotional turn, but I hope, and I'm sure other guys my age or even younger have that same feeling. You know, something you've always wanted when you were running around in a toy store and not having the capability to buy because other things are more important, and now having to see it on screen or having it right in front of you on a table in your hands, taking it out of the box and just enjoying it like the kid you were decades ago. I'm glad you took this journey with us, and we are happy to show you more as we continue to heal our inner children. Our inner children, the inner child within all of us. So thank you for watching this. I'm not gonna cry. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to like this video and like of all the other videos that we've posted. We have about 110 videos so far, and surprisingly, after 3 years, we finally got to that mark. So we're glad that. Hope you like this video. Click on like, smash that subscribe button so that you would be able to look at all of our other videos and all future videos. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you'd be able to get notifications whenever we post new content. Remember, Tuesdays is Transformers, Thursdays for 80s stuff, and Saturdays is for superhero supervillains. Okay? So with that, thank you for watching. Follow us on TikTok, follow us on Facebook. Thank you for watching. Remember, toys are not just cool. They're totally cool. So happy collecting. Bye-bye.